A few weeks ago, we celebrated the birth of Jesus. And then we ushered out the old year, 2016. And we welcomed the coming of the new year, 2017. And I don't know about y'all, but my year has had a pretty good start to it.
All right now.
I was in church as 2016 left us. And I was in church when 2017 began.
Yes, yes.
Spent Christmas and New Year's with my family.
Amen.
Got 2 sons and a daughter that are doing very well. God woke me up each of these first 8 days of 2017.
Amen. Amen.
I got a home and I got employment.
Amen.
I say that's the beginning of a good year.
All right. Praise Him.
Amen.
Praise Him. Praise Him.
And I trust that your 2017 has begun in the same manner. I hope that it is joyous and spiritual so far.
All right now.
And if it hasn't started out to your liking, the good news is you got 357 more days after the day, God willing,
That's good.
to get it all straightened out.
That's good. That's good.
Amen?
Amen. That's good.
Back in November, during the church's anniversary observance, we had one-word messages. And in my preparation for this particular message, I was led by the Spirit with just one word. And James, the beginning of your prayer had my word.
All right.
See how God does things?
Now.
When you feel that?
I'm telling you. All right now.
You kept saying, giving us another opportunity.
Amen.
That's my word. One word sermon, opportunity.
All right.
Now let me ask y'all something. And for you all that will answer, I just want you to be brief. But I want to ask you, what opportunities were you presented with in 2016? What opportunities did you take advantage of in 2016? Not everybody at one time. God bless you.
Opportunity of being alive with health and strength.
Okay. Anyone else?
What was the question?
What opportunities were you presented with in 2016? And what opportunities did you take advantage of in 2016?
Attending wisdom school and Bible study and church service as much as possible.
Oh, Lord. Thank you.
Okay, I took an opportunity to be present at a Kwanzaa ceremony at Bright Hill. And I explained to them some of the things they should be looking forward to, and I really enjoyed that. Then I went to another opportunity to be at a Kwanzaa ceremony that took place at the Church of Unity. So they said, Habaragani, and I said, well, we're right on time. So I love to celebrate Kwanzaa. It's the first day after Christmas and up into the new year.
I took the opportunity to initiate getting our church looking beautiful as a project,
All right now.
and to start a new 2017 with a different look for our church place of worship, and it happened.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Now, for these first few days of 2017, what opportunities have you been presented with, and what opportunities have you taken advantage of in just these first 8 days?
An opportunity to give God all of the praise.
All right.
God has given me the opportunity to, and I have taken advantage of, to spend more time reading the Bible, meditating,
All right now.
and applying it, what I understand, to my daily life.
Okay.
I want to say the opportunity God has been giving me. On last Thursday, I got in my car to leave the house and it wouldn't start. And I called Geico and they sent someone out to try to start it and it wouldn't start. So I called my mechanic and he said, well, have it towed in. And God just keep on blessing me just to show you I didn't have any money. I said, Lord, how am I going to pay for this car? So my mechanic and I talked, he said, Annetta, it's your starter. You have a warranty on it. How much I owe you? Not a dime. Happy New Year.
Amen.
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 He keeps on blessing me.
Yes, he does.
He keeps on blessing me. And I was driving here this morning. I passed the church on 5th Avenue North and 49th Street. And on the easel it says, look past the past and look to God for the future.
All right now.
And that stuck in my head all the way here. It's always different opportunities that God gives to you, but you have to take time out and comprehend what is going on, what God is trying to tell you.
All right.
That's what I want to say.
All right. Amen.
Thank you.
I also had an opportunity this week to, which I enjoy. I got a phone call from an elderly lady who needed me to go pick up her medicine. So I did that. I took advantage of God's opportunity to do that for an elderly person.
Okay. All right. Let me just give y'all a little bit of a background of why I'm asking y'all that. One day, we were over at my mom's house. And Vicky called while we were over there. And my mom was joking with her, and she was telling her to congratulate me on filling this pastoral opening that occurred right here in St. Pete at another church. And we all had a good laugh about it. And then when we left, we were driving back home, and Kim asked me if I would pastor at this particular church or any other church if I was presented with the opportunity. And I didn't even think about it. I just said, if I was given the opportunity, or if I was offered this a pastorate, I couldn't go unless I took Dad with me. So see, I ain't even shy or scared to tell y'all that I don't know all the stuff that need to be done when it comes to pastor. So I need a pastor to pastor me. So I need a counselor. And I said, well, if Daddy goes, then that just leaves New Philadelphia out by itself. And I said, I couldn't do that to New Philadelphia. Well, the response from Kim was, well, if you go and you take Dad, New Philadelphia got to come with us. And I was like, well, now that's a viable solution.
But y'all have to change that.
They gonna have to change it. That's gonna be the new Philadelphia. Cause we gonna come in there working. They got to know it. No matter what size they are or what size they think they are. We a big little church over here. And we do what we supposed to do. And so, some years ago, I was told in so many words by Senior Pastor Daddy over there that my future and New Philadelphia's future are intermeshed. So in other words, both of us, that's me and the church, we have a destination. And we each will play an integral part to ensure that everybody gets where they're going. Amen. Remember, I need you. You need me. Stand with me, agree with me, because we're all a part of God's body. And it is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
Yes.
And I have to tell y'all that even after a few escape attempts to get away from Florida, even after some attempts to not even return home, but then after fully understanding that I too am one of God's Caledonia children, and also fully realizing, Joyce, that a hard head makes a soft behind. I finally accepted what the pastor said. So, I guess y'all stuck with me.
Amen.
All right.
So I'm believing that the pastor knows what he's talking about.
Yay.
And I'm believing that God knows what he's doing.
Amen.
And see, I've had opportunities to get away from here. Some were presented to me, and some I presented to myself. But at that specific moment in time, the point, as I understood it, was that I probably should have taken advantage of one of those opportunities. But whether I did or I didn't, I was still going to end up right back here. No, I'm not, Miss Honey. Miss Honey Bun said, I ain't going nowhere. Amen.
You say you have to honor them.
Yeah.
They say you can't.
Jesus was known to take advantage of opportunities. He was known to take advantage of the opportunities that presented themselves to him. When given the opportunity to keep a party going, Jesus turned water into wine.
All right.
When given the opportunity to feed people after church, Jesus multiplied 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. When given the opportunity to save a whole world,
Yes.
Jesus volunteered for service,
Alright.
was born of a virgin, then ultimately died and rose to cleanse us of our sins.
Thank you, Jesus.
In the 2nd chapter of Luke, we read where this preteen Jesus first took advantage of a presented opportunity. Beginning at the 41st verse, we find that Joseph, Mary, and Jesus had gone to Jerusalem for the feast of the Passover. And Jesus decided to hang back instead of returning home with Mary and Joseph. Now, Mary and Joseph, thinking that he was in the group that was traveling, they didn't discover it until they had traveled for a whole day. Mary didn't panic at first, but because she thought that Jesus was still in the group, but he was probably with family or friends. But it was only when she couldn't find him in the crowd that Mary, like many a concerned mama, went back to Jerusalem. She went all the way back to Jerusalem because she had to find her baby.
All right now.
His parents went to Jerusalem every year at the Feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem according to the custom of the feast. When they had finished the days, as they returned, the boy Jesus lingered behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother did not know it, but supposing him to have been in the company, they went a day's journey and sought him among their relatives and acquaintances. So when they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem seeking him. Now at the onset, this sounds like a missing persons case. Or since Jesus was 12 years old at the time, maybe we can say it sounded like an Amber Alert. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Because while Jesus was missing, he really wasn't missing.
All right.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, we get it.
Jesus was missing from the company of family and friends.
Right.
That he was missing from the group that he had traveled to Jerusalem with. But he wasn't missing from the presence of his Father or from the fellowship of believers.
Right.
Amen?
Amen.
Now so it was that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astonished at his understanding and his answers.
Right now.
So when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said to him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Look, your father and I have sought you anxiously." And he said to them, "Why did you seek me? Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business?"
All right now. All right now.
Jesus was just where he was supposed to be.
All right.
He was doing his Father's work. He was about his Father's business. He was taking advantage of an opportunity that had presented itself.
All right.
Jesus was where he needed to be.
Yes. Yes.
So he was missing, but he wasn't really missing.
Yes.
Just like the boss of this big company called one of his employees about a problem or issue, urgent matter that had to do with the main computer at the job. And a child answered the phone, and he whispered, "Hello." And the boss was already irritated because of the situation at the job. But then to make matters worse, this child answers the phone. Anyway, he asked the little boy, "Is your dad home?" And the little boy whispered, yes. And the boss, already upset, getting more upset, he said, well, may I speak with him, please? And the boy answered back in a whisper, no. The boss then asked, is your mom there? And he said, yes. May I please speak with her then? Again, he said, no. And the boss said, well, okay, there must be some other adult that I can speak with at this house because I need to get this problem fixed. So he would leave a message with another adult. And he said, son, is there anyone else there with you and your mom and your dad? And he said, yes, a policeman. Not a boss all word. He said, well, why is a policeman at these people's house? And he said, well, may I speak with the policeman? And he whispered, no, he's busy. Busy doing what? He said, he's talking to daddy and mommy and the fireman.
Wow.
The fireman? So the boss got a million questions going through his mind. And he trying to understand exactly what's going on at this house. And so he got more than a little worried when he heard what sounded like a helicopter on the other end of the phone. Now he didn't want to ask the question, James, but he did. He said, son, what is that noise? And the little boy whispering, he said, it's a helicopter. He said, well, what's going on over there? And the child whispered, he said, the search team just landed the helicopter. The search team? Not a boss, he frustrated, upset, and worried. And so he asked the little boy, well, why are all these people at your house? And the little boy started laughing. He's still whispering, but he started laughing. He said, they looking for me. Amen. But just like the little boy, Jesus was missing, but he wasn't actually missing. The little boy was missing, all hell was breaking loose, but he wasn't actually missing. He was at the house. Now the police helping to look for him, the firemen helping to look for him, the search team on the helicopter, they done landed, they still looking for him, but he right there because he answered the phone. There was an opportunity for Jesus to be about his Father's business. And Jesus took advantage of it. There was an opportunity for Jesus to learn and to teach. Jesus took advantage of it. There was an opportunity for Jesus to do Jesus stuff.
All right.
Jesus took advantage of it. He had to take advantage of that. And family, see, we're presented with opportunities on a daily basis.
Right. Yes, yes.
Opportunities to be about our Father's business. The question is, are we taking advantage of it?
All right.
Are we doing what we're supposed to do when these opportunities are presented to us?
Yes, yes.
If we're not, then we're missing.
We're missing.
Now, what do I mean by that? If we're presented with opportunities regularly, and we're not taking advantage of them when they're presented to us, then we're actually missing from God's fellowship.
Yes, yes.
It's not a case of physically being missing, but not missing like Jesus. We're actually missing because we've chosen to miss the opportunities that have been presented to us by God.
Come on now.
See, when we miss our opportunities, we're missing out on what God has for us and can do for us.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm gonna say that again.
Yes.
When we miss our opportunities, we're missing out what God has for us and what God can do for us.
Yes, yes,
Did we hear it that time?
yes.
Just in case I wasn't talking loud enough. We gotta stop missing, church.
All right.
So when we stop missing, then we'll stop missing.
Missing.
When we stop missing, we'll stop missing.
Yes.
When we stop missing, we'll stop missing.
Yes.
When we stop doing the stuff that we shouldn't be doing, then we will stop missing the stuff that's passing us by because we are no longer being obedient.
All right.
All right.
When we stop missing, we'll stop missing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we stop missing to stop missing? We have to take advantage of the opportunities God presents us. I want y'all to hear something. Do y'all remember the movie Evan Almighty?
Yes.
Now in this movie, Morgan Freeman was God. And Evan Baxter was a weatherman, but he got elected to Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So he moved to DC. Now, when he got to DC, he moved into a nice house. Everything was just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But he was getting these messages from God. And everything was like, he would set his alarm for one time, but the alarm would wake him up at a totally different time. I think it was 6:22. 6:22 sound right there? The Genesis. Noah building the ark.
Okay.
I think it was 6:22 that he would wake him up, and everything had to do with 6:22. But God commissioned Evan to build this ark
Mm-hmm.
in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So Evan, well, like most of us, he tried not to be obedient to God. But you know, God has a way. And now this was just a movie, but it's real.
Mm-hmm.
God has a way for when you are defying Him. He has a way of putting everything in the way so that you have to obey Him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you are choosing to defy God, what He does is He takes your choices away. So you have to obey Him.
That's Bible.
So what happened was Evan did everything he could to defy God. God made it to where he had to build this ark. Now people thought it was crazy. Even his family thought it was crazy. But he set out to build this ark in DC. And then the story goes on, and then Evan's wife, who just got fed up, she decided she was going to leave. And so she left, and she took her 3 boys with her. And they were in a restaurant, and she asked her waiter for another helping of fish and chips, or fish and french fries. Her waiter was Morgan Freeman, and his name was Almighty.
Hell, Mike.
Oh my.
But now, this is the conversation that took place.
Coming right up. Excuse me, are you alright?
Yeah. No. It's a long story.
Well, I like stories. I'm considered a bit of a storyteller myself.
My husband, you heard of New York's Noah?
The guy who's building the ark.
That's him.
I love that story. Knowing the ark. You know, a lot of people miss the point of that story. They think it's about God's wrath and anger. They love it when God gets angry.
What is the story about then, the Ark?
Well, I think it's a love story about believing in each other. You know, the animals showed up in Paris. They stood by each other, side by side, just like Noah and his family. Everybody entered the ark, side by side.
But my husband says God told him to do it. What do you do with that?
Sounds like an opportunity.
All right. All right.
Let me ask you something.
All right.
If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? Is it praise for courage? Does God give them courage, or does he give them opportunity to be courageous? If someone prays for a family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? I gotta run. A lot of people are scared. Enjoy.
Amen.
Amen.
That's good, boy. That is good. Oh, my Lord.
Opportunities. Do y'all understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have to look at our situations, Sunita, and take advantage of the opportunities that are being presented.
Yes, yes.
Like Deacon Dr. Malcolm said at Watch Night, instead of asking God to change our situation, ask him to change how we deal with the situation.
Right. Yeah.
And I guarantee, Kim, that all he's been waiting for us to do is to ask him and then move in our faith. We just got to take advantage of the opportunity. When an opportunity presents itself to build somebody up instead of tearing them down,
Yes.
take advantage of it. When the opportunity presents itself to speak well of a person in their presence instead of talking behind their back, take advantage of it. When the opportunity presents itself to thank God in advance for what he's going to do, instead of trying to figure out how or if he's even going to do it, take advantage of it. See, when the opportunity presents itself to give God all the praise, all the honor, all the glory, friends, that's due him, instead of giving the devil